To the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
All right, good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann right here on ON Radio, Wednesday morning, February the 18th. I'm Joe Callahan, going around the Coffee Ann table. There's Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Communities Inn. Good morning to you, Melissa.
Good morning.
And Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union.
Good morning, everyone.
It's the OGs.
The OGs, we're back.
Your fill-ins last week did just fine.
Yes, they did.
So thanks to Robin and Randy.
Yep, I watched them on the replay. So.
They're good fill-ins, right? They're good subs.
They're very cautious about what they say.
Well, that is that.
Unlike us, where we just let it go,
let
baby.
it fly.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
I don't know if I can say anything because I don't want to get the credit.
Robin was like, she didn't tell me what to say today.
No,
I'm sure
but I did ask Robin a question. She went with, I'm going to take the fifth. Basically, I'm not going to answer that one. Well, okay, we'll just move on.
Melissa didn't approve me to talk about that.
All right, it is time for our first message, though, from the St. Antoine community. So you're up, Melissa.
I know. So always like to share in our opening message a little bit about St. Antoine community and all the services that we have available on our property. So if you are interested in learning more about assisted living, short and long-term skill care, rehab, or even memory care services for a loved one, I encourage folks to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to walk you through your options. It is quite a process. Not that it's complicated to place a loved one, but it's emotional, and it definitely, for some folks, takes a little longer than others to kind of grapple with what's going on and the idea of transitioning a loved one from your home into a long-term care community. So we are there to support you through the entire process. I encourage you to reach out to me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
Very good, Melissa. All right. We're going to keep it on the same things we've been talking about last couple of days. It's about the shooting at Lynch Arena, and I want to bring this up to Melissa mostly because she's the one from North Smithfield that has a student at North Smithfield High, and that was one of the co-op teams. Yeah. So first off, was your daughter at the game?
Thankfully, no. She was with me, but we were together when she got a series of text messages.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Does she know anyone on the team?
Not friends with anyone on the team. No, obviously we have a small school in our town, so you know kids on the team. More about knowing a lot of kids in the stands.
She knew people that were kids that were there?
Yeah, and actually one of our very close neighbors that we're friendly with, their son was at the game. He's a senior on the basketball team, and he was there supporting senior night for his buddies on the hockey team. It's pretty frightening.
She must have been pretty devastated in the times, not knowing if your friends or your colleagues or your other classmates are safe or not.
I think it was a disconnect. I mean, we just sat there, obviously not at the game, but you're reading flat, one-dimensional messages coming through, and it's like you want more, you want more, you want more.
Yeah.
And it wasn't immediate. Yeah, it was definitely like an hour delay, right? So it's not like people were on their phones texting in the moment that this was happening. It was like, an hour removed from the shooting, but scary. I mean, our very good friends and our neighbor's son went into kind of active assist mode, so to speak, and helped some kids get out of the stands quickly because it was just like a stampede.
Yeah, it's chaos.
He got hurt in the process, which I feel terrible about because I think in those moments you're not thinking about your surroundings, your stairs, whatever. But I'm sure all of us have seen the full video, and I think the most the struggle they're having, I think, still is and will continue to is just the sounds. So the gunfire, even as someone watching the video, is just haunting. The way that it echoed in that arena, and I'm sure it won't leave those kids for a while. And that's I think where the focus is in our town right now. And I have to we have a new principal this year. He's only been there since the fall, and he has just jumped into incredible communication. I feel like we've gotten. I mean, since the shooting, probably 6 or 7 emails, offering support services, offering counseling, offering whatever. Didn't matter if you were there or not, if you heard about it, if you watched the video and you were haunted watching your friends on that, whatever the didn't matter. Just the overwhelming support for those that were there for it, and then the vigil at the church. And so there's been a lot.
Yeah, that took place last night, the vigil at the Slatersville Congregational Church. The Channel 12, Channel 10, they put out stories on this, and let's make this guy's name go viral from North Smithfield. His name is Michael Black.
Yeah.
He's the hero.
He really is.
He used to be the president of National Mark. Do you know that the former company National Marker in North Smithfield?
Yeah.
He sold the rights 5-6 years ago.
Really?
Early retirement, so to speak. Departed into a new role. He's a former president owner. Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. Well,
yeah. Tremendous leader in our community, I will say. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows who his kids are. Good family. Absolutely.
He totally did the right thing. I mean, by Just the way he said grabbing the gun and getting his hand caught in the
jamming
slide
it.
and jamming
Yes.
it. And the guy couldn't fire
it because he was trying to.
Right.
According to the report.
Yes. Guy said he was still trying to,
Yep.
but he had his.
Well, the first thing he did was he turned to his wife and another friend, told them to run, while he went towards
run
him.
Boom. And then he just acted.
And unfortunately, the shooter had another gun, which he was able to reach and kill himself.
Good.
Which is
a whole nother layer of recovery for even.
So he was, and he hurt his hand in this situation.
The guy did?
No, Mike Black. He had to get stitches or something.
Yeah, 9 stitches because the slide jammed in his hand, and they were fighting with it.
So thank goodness for him, and you never know what you're going to do.
Yeah. He did say it wasn't. He gave credit to others too. He's like, it's not
others
me.
jumped
There were
in.
A bunch of other people jumped in
to help and jump on this guy.
Right.
Yeah. So, but he was
Scary
the first.
stuff.
Right. So congratulations to him, and so now the other thing going on is the shooters, the family, the kids that they have. I read it yesterday. The GoFundMe page that's been set up by a daughter who lives in Connecticut.
Yeah, they have all the funeral expenses they got to deal with
now you got to bury your father who did the shooting. You got to bury your mother.
Yep.
There's a son that was killed as well, and 2 grandparents are still in critical condition at the hospital.
Right.
Yep.
The third one is a family friend.
Yeah.
So the GoFundMe page has been set up. It says to help the kids. One's the high school at North Providence, and then there's a sister.
Yeah.
That's a student. I don't know what college she's at, but she's a nursing student.
Yep.
So they need money, but the GoFundMe page is only set at $40,000. Like, you're gonna need more money than that.
They've got $183,000.
Is that what it's doing now?
It's higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I did think, I didn't see it. I go, organizations like the Providence Bruins and the Boston Bruins, I said, I'm assuming these guys, these organizations, or the Cam Neely Foundation, are just going to step up and say, here's $10,000, or whatever they can.
Right, and
I
think also the boy who was a hockey player, he was a senior on the ice that night. He got into Bryant, and I just know Bryant's going to even step forward and provide some support for that kid as well. Like everyone's going to rally around them, and
but the amount of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
him and the surviving
everybody in that arena for that.
Everyone in that arena.
It's just going to be overwhelming.
Well, even think about, you just talked about Mike Black and his family being right around him, and neighbors of ours in town, and like all the people that were there. They witness up close this guy shooting. How many rounds? I think you heard 13, 14,
I heard 14
bullets,
rounds.
right? And then not only injuring several, killing others, and himself, witnessing that up close.
Yeah,
you're not right for a while. If
I gotta think, once it started, hopefully everybody's turned and running, so they're hopefully not witnessing anything after that because they're running for the doors. But the people right next to them,
yeah, it's different than watching a TV show or something to the fact, you are right there seeing that live, and
it's not a video
different,
game.
very, very different.
Yeah, watching the video, some of the players are leaving the bench behind them, but others hop on the ice and go across the ice.
Right.
And I don't understand, unless it was a backup
They look so
behind
vulnerable.
them.
I know.
Well, that's it.
Now
Now you're out in the open.
Yeah.
Not that you don't know that the shooter's not.
Fortunately, they're
you.
on skates and they can.
Well, they go a lot faster.
Yeah, right.
All I could think is that if they started initially, because it looked like they were initially going to the bench,
and
then I think they realized the wall of people who couldn't get out
will go the other way.
They knew they had, the locker room was across the ice and they could go out the back, because a lot of those players ended up at the convenience store right nearby. I used to I used to work not far from there, so I kind of know that area.
Yep.
So I'm thinking they were in their minds thinking, let's go out the back of the building,
Yep.
not thinking I'm exposing myself going across the ice.
Right.
But
I can't imagine being in the Walgreens in the stores and all of a sudden the crowds of people coming in screaming, crying.
I can't believe the manager.
Good for them.
Now I have to deal with this.
Yeah, but he immediately went over. Get in here.
Well, that's right.
Close and then lock the doors
and call 911, and they set up a staging area over there. So I was like,
I think the funny, none of this is funny. I don't know why the word funny just came out of my mouth. The irony, the peculiar. So where I used to work around the corner from there, at a nonprofit right at the senior center that was located in downtown Pawtucket on Main Street. So a mile
across from our
there.
branch.
Yeah. Literally, I hate to say this, but there were shootings like that took place all the time. Like you did hear gunfire in the streets. So I can't imagine the businesses aren't familiar with these moments happening. I just think the surprise in nature of it being at the hockey game and these being young kids and suburban mixture, all these, it's definitely a unique circumstance, but I'm just saying in terms of the shutting down or taking shelter inside one of those stores are probably not all that unusual for them.
So the shooting has reached all the way to the men's hockey team in Italy during the Olympics because the head coach, Mike Sullivan, he's from Marshfield, Mass., which is not that far away.
Yeah, no.
They have 2 assistant coaches. One is John Hines, he's from Warwick, and the other is David Quinn, he's from Cranston.
Really? Okay.
So they know the Lynch Arena
very well.
Very well.
Yeah.
coming from Rhode Island. So they're like, wow.
It does house a lot of the games, and a lot of the teams have become these, co-op programs, and it is a central location.
We were talking about the fact that there's a lot of co-op programs for hockey because it must just be such an expensive sport, and
it is.
And the kids, there's just not that many kids playing hockey anymore. So the dwindling number of actual players requires you to have these co-op teams, because otherwise you're just on a travel team, I would imagine, or a town-sponsored rec league team.
That team, they called themselves the Blackstone Valley Schools because there were 4 of them.
Well, when the news came out, we were playing Topgolf. When the news came out, and we're like, oh, Blackstone Valley, like
what school?
Valley Prep?
What school is that? What are they talking about?
Yeah, what are they talking about? Then we started reading through it and realized that it was the co-op team.
Yeah.
But there were kids from all towns.
Barterville, North Smithfield, and North Providence. That's the collective.
Now the Interscholastic League has suspended all games. Do you think?
For
the hockey
long?
season? It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Suspend indefinitely for right now. But will you think some of the players will stop playing because of this?
I think that because it was so targeted. I mean, it's not like a random shooter came in and just started shooting.
Just shot it at
it was
people on the ice.
A mentally deranged human being that went in and shot his family.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like he was just willy-nilly shooting everybody. And I think that's what his intent was when he got there. And I also think his intent was not to walk out of there. I think he knew he was not going to walk out of there.
Yeah.
But I feel like hopefully people will understand that that's not. Now, can you control that situation? I don't think anybody can. That's a mental illness situation, and you just never know. But at least you can comfort yourself in knowing that it wasn't just a random shooter going in and shooting everybody up. It was a targeted attack.
But you still could run up against some parents who just say, "No way, you're not playing anymore."
But then you're never going to go anywhere.
Well, that's
you and I are
possible.
thinking about that from the standpoint we weren't there.
Yeah, we weren't.
The moment that I had this big conversation with my daughter, obviously during the text messages and later and the next day and even last night again. But the conversation from a parent's perspective, you're saturated into the stands and the life of being your kid's biggest cheerleader, and so you're familiar with the families you sit around. All of the people, all the players. You're invested for seasons and seasons of watching your kid, but also watching these other players and knowing their families. Sitting in the stands, I don't know if I could bring myself back into the stands and not feel like I needed to be by my kid's side. Can you imagine being in the stands of that hockey game and not being able to help your kid on the ice? And you're trying to save yourself? That's not a parent's instinct. Your parent's instinct is want to go down and save your kid.
Right. The parents are outside. Your kid could be in the locker room.
Yeah.
So can you see yourself after witnessing that going back casually into the stands and seeing your kid down on the ice? I think it's going to be very traumatic for a lot of those parents and kids to even try to imagine. But I don't know because I'm not experiencing.
I don't disagree. I think you're 100% right. I think that's a traumatic experience, and I think it will take people a period of time to find themselves back in those public environments. But I guess my point is, if you look at the world through that lens of being fearful on every area where you're going to be with lots of people, then you're just going to live in your house for the rest of your life. And that you can't do that either. There's got to be a balance somewhere along the way. And this is probably what psychologists say. I don't really know, but there's got to be that balance of, okay, I'm going to be more hyper vigilant, right? I'm going to look around more. I'm going to know where the exits are. I'm going to see who's next to me, and I may be more suspicious of those people. But I still want to go and experience the joy of my kids playing a sport of some sort. Because this, you could extrapolate this and say it's not just hockey, it's basketball,
100%.
it's swimming,
it's
track and field, it's wrestling, it's all of it. So, but again, this was such a focused and targeted particular situation that I hope people will ultimately come to the conclusion that they can go out, they can do these things, and that
Well,
they're
here we are using logic,
Right,
And
but
we're not
there. It's not. It's an emotional
us.
thing, right?
It
You'd
is an
like to
emotional
think
thing.
you'd like to think the equivalent of like a severe car crash, right? Like they tell you the best thing for you to do is start driving right away.
Get
like
back on the horse.
But we're not in their shoes.
Right,
but
we're
I
not.
think there is a component, especially with the young kids involved. Anxiety is a real thing. Depression's a real thing, and you can't cure it certainly overnight, and ever cure it. Truthfully, there will be triggers for the rest of their life. There will be moments where, whether it's the sound of someone dropping something, or there will be
Car
reactive
backfires.
moments,
Sure.
something.
But it's it'll take people who weren't there, who have the clear minds, who are trying to think of this thing in a logical manner, to help those people through and help them see, that it's not a horrible thing to be in these environments. So while I give everybody the grace to take as much time as they need to heal from something traumatic like this,
Right.
I hope that they have people around them saying, "There's going to be a time when it'll pass and you'll feel a little more normal, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy life." Because I would really hate to see the world come to a point where we can't do anything because we're just petrified to go out.
There's sorry, Joe.
We'd have to take a break.
Oh, okay,
right
yeah.
now, but hold on to that thought.
I was going to mention something, but I'll save it for after the break.
And so our first segment sponsor has been the St. Antoine community. So it's time for a second message, Melissa.
Oh gosh, what do I talk about?
Into that subject.
I'll mention something Tim just happened to say. I think we were off the air. He had commented he scrolls through our Facebook page from time to time, and he happened to see a picture of Robin featured on our page, who was our guest host last week on the air, and I just shared with him that I've been running for the last couple weeks these little resident and staff spotlights, just trying to really welcome folks into our community, to really get an up close glimpse into the kinds of people that live in our community, the kinds of staff that work in our community. Some would call it a single profile. It's not really what it is. Some joked about that. It's not really what it is. It's really just more an opportunity to understand, for an employee, what drew them to wanting to work in our community, but also a little bit about their personality.
Fun facts.
And then similarly for our residents, how long have they lived with us, and a little bit about them and their backstory. And then last week was extra fun for me. I did. I'm giving myself a pat on the back.
Yeah, you should.
Valentine's spotlight. So I really wanted to highlight a lot of the amazing couples that live in our community, because we have a tremendous amount of married couples that come to us for help, and maybe both of them are requiring different levels of care. But the point is that our community keeps everyone together for as long as they choose. And so it's really important for us to also recognize that that's a huge advantage to the services that we provide on our property. But my point in sharing all this is, if you're interested in kind of seeing what Tim was talking about and kind of what I just explained to you, jump onto our Facebook page, and take a look at some of the residents and folks that are drawn to our community. It's a pretty wonderful place, and it's definitely a home-like atmosphere. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to take a few messages here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. Please stick around.
Join the Coffee and Panel weekday mornings at 8 on ON Radio.
Ask most anyone in Woonsocket who has the best breakfast in town, and the likely answer will be Missy's Family Restaurant. For great service, great food, and a nice cozy atmosphere, the only place to go is Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street, Woonsocket. Be sure to visit their Facebook page for weekly specials. If you're looking for home-style cooked meals at an affordable price, then you should drop into Missy's Family Restaurant today. For the winter, Missy's Family Restaurant, new hours. Open 7 days, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here, along with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. Before we went to break, there was a comment you wanted to make, Melissa. Before I was
just gonna share that almost immediately within hours of the shooting, there was a bunch of kids kind of putting a movement together in our town, trying to get people to sign a petition to support metal detectors at sporting events and in the school system. And I had a big, deep, long conversation with my kid about this. Not to say that I don't support it, but I think it's important for our kids to understand that the world is changing, and you can't just throw a Band-Aid on every single one of these problems that surface. And I feel as though if someone, and using this as an example, what happened at the ice rink, they're going to find a way to cause harm unto others, regardless of metal detectors being in place. You know, whether it was in the entryway of that arena or whether it was in the parking lot, wherever it was going to happen. There was a
bullying.
right. But I think, without trying to like pop her balloon on this too much, I think it was our kids and this next generation's way of sort of saying, like, we don't want to tolerate it. We need to take a stance. Well, there's different ways than just saying, let's have a metal detector. So it prompted a big conversation in our house, but I went on to tell her that, you know, even in our school, because she's like, we should have one in our school now. And we're in a little rural area. We're not inner city.
Yeah.
It's been discussed. I mean, I think like any other school shooting that's happened around us, you just think to yourself, not in our town, not in our town. I like to think that too, but I also know there's liability that comes with putting equipment like that into your school system. And what if it does fail? What if it doesn't provide the security you're looking for? But also, if someone has that on their mind and their intention is to cause harm to others, it's going to happen no matter whether or not you have a metal detector. I think the real problem is to really discuss how are guns getting into the hands of people with mental health, especially, because I think it goes,
that's the thing that bothers
runs
me
parallel.
most
It's
about
not
this
just
whole
about
situation.
people that own guns. It's also mental health accompanying the guns. So it's just this bad combination. I don't want to go on this whole political tirade with you guys that are listening right now. I'm not shaming gun owners. I'm saying that when you're combining mental health and guns, obviously this is the outcome that you have. And it's scary and it's sad. And I think our younger folks are really trying to figure this all out because they are our future. So they need to take ownership, but have conversations like I did with my kid in your home and try to figure out out of the box thinking ways to address this and hopefully prevent future experiences like this, situations like this. But honestly, I don't see that happening for the near future.
Yeah,
All right. One other thing going on with the shooter, and this has been confirmed. He worked at a company in Maine called Bath Iron Works, which is one town over from where my son lives.
Oh, great.
But the Rhode Island State Police and Pawtucket Police, they'll be going up to Maine because he had rented an apartment and a storage unit up there in Maine, and they'll be going and searching that to see what they can find in there as well.
Yesterday, I think, for that stuff.
Why do you need search warrants when he's already dead?
I think because he's got an estate, maybe. Who knows?
I think they said they wanted to not make sure. They're investigating to see how he gained access to guns. If he had two on him, but if there's more, and then tracing that back because that's the investigation portion. I guess that's my understanding is tracing back the ammunition and the guns to see if they were legally sold to him.
But back to why do we need a warrant to go into these places now? Or search warrant.
Oh yeah, if he's dead, I don't know that you need a warrant, do you?
No, I think you do.
I think you do, and I don't know why.
Who are you serving it to?
Because you know what? Just to make it cover all your tracks. I had a judge say that I could go in and do this. And
but who do you hand it to if the person's dead?
I don't know.
That's my question.
Family members?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'll have to try to remember to ask Bob tomorrow on that. Why do you need a search warrant when the suspect has already died?
Right.
All right. Other things going on, and you know, can't believe this, but it took place last night. The Lincoln Police Department responded to shots fired at the Lincoln Mall parking lot.
I know.
Like happened around 9:42 last night. When people said they heard gunshots. According to Phil Gould, no one was hurt. Phil is the town administrator. No one was hurt in the incident. Police believe the incident was not a random act of violence, but an isolated incident.
Yeah, targeted.
The department said it appeared to involve individuals who were together at the time of the discharge, but all left before the police arrived. No victims have come forward, according to the Lincoln Police Department, which continue to investigate.
Well, there are cameras on those light posts
in the parking lot.
In the parking lot, I think.
Okay, well,
so hopefully
they've
you've got
had a lot of issues with. I'm not calling them gangs. There's a term, and I should look up the article and see what they call these groups of kids that are lingering at night. I'm calling them hooligans.
Hooligans.
Not
hooligans.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Clicks.
It wasn't that. I gotta think what there's like a tag name with whatever they're tracking. These little clusters. I don't want to call them gangs because I don't know if that's what it is, but they're causing a lot of damage to the property of Lincoln Mall, and you know, I have a teenage daughter who likes to go there and hang out with her friends, and I do cringe sometimes, like when I'm going there to pick up, and really innocently, because you're like, it's Lincoln Mall. It's always been the safest place to hang out with your friends, but go to get her at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I'm like, what is with all the kids hanging around and riding?
There's no place to hang around inside the mall.
There
all an
isn't.
Outside mall, and there was a day when we were there, it was all inside. You could go hang around inside
because there was a center piece.
But even Providence Place Mall, they don't want kids hanging around.
But then you've got these kids, at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night in the parking lot, racing around the parking lot in shopping carriages and tipping things over, running
So
them into
why?
cars.
What, does the mall close at
Because
9?
kids are stupid today, Tim.
I understand, but
Do the
so where-
stores close at 9?
They do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why they're in the parking lot and causing
Yeah.
havoc.
Unless they're coming, so they're coming out of work. You're
You got,
saying,
you
and
got
just-
buses that drop off there. It's a combination of a lot of things, but at the end of the day, they're up to no good because there's no place to go and do whatever. So they just
And
cause.
They're up to no good because there's
Trouble.
no place to go and do no good.
What are the hours of the McDonald's that's over there?
Oh, it's late.
Or the IHOP.
Yep. The
Or
restaurants are
Asia
probably-
Grill.
You can't
Right.
tell me
It's
it's
gonna be
not
open
all
later.
going to be shut down. Like, I feel like things are going to be.
You can't shut them all down at 9 o'clock.
That's what's happened in Providence. Almost every restaurant I
Yeah.
feel like closes by 10 now. It's hard to find a place to grab an after dinner drink or something
Right.
that's not closed because I think certain areas and certain past history of violence shut
Yeah.
things down now.
All right. Well,
I know. I'm not
Welcome
saying
to
it
the
should,
world.
but
I
I miss
know.
the days of like Apple Valley Mall and their $1.50 tickets at the cinema there.
Yeah,
when I was a
right.
teenager, and
I
you
miss
would
the
just
Lincoln Mall.
you'd walk from Cello's,
Dream
to
Machine and
McDonald's,
Pizza
and you
Hut,
would just back and
Papagino's,
forth.
and the mall, and
But now people have to ruin it. You can't have nice things.
I know
People
we can't
just
have nice things.
on your way from the Dream Machine to Papagino's, had to stop in a Spencer's.
You did
Yes,
get to stop
you
and look at the
do.
posters.
And look at the posters. That's right.
Can you not just close your eyes
That's where I
and
got my Farrah
smell
Fawcett
the
poster.
mall? Like, can you not just remember like the nostalgic smell
Oh,
of that
totally.
mall and the little tiny
And the sound.
stone floor,
The
like the
sound.
little
Right.
like
and
river
every,
pebble
and the
flooring?
fountain that they used to have in
Yeah.
the middle,
Yes.
and every year they'd cover it, and Santa Claus would come.
And Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny would
be
come.
there.
Cherry and Webb,
right
Cherry
in the
Webb and
middle of
Turin.
the mall.
Chess
Anderson
King.
Little.
That's where I got
Anderson
my,
Little.
That's where I got my first suit.
That's where I got my first suit too.
You
Anderson.
went there.
my
You get the.
good- what was
you
the
got
name
me-
of
you
that?
got
Several.
measured.
Dexter's was it
Oh,
Dexter's
Dexter's.
shoes?
Dexter shoes.
You
was
went back
in
to
there.
school shopping there. You got
Right.
Cherry and Webb. You got your clothes.
Yep.
You got your
Caldor.
shoes across the way. You got a little snack at Hickory Farms.
Oh, that's where I used to get my
Yes,
grandparents
and then-
Christmas gifts every year.
Christmas because every gets a
Hickory Farms, the box
cheese,
of
the cheese
cheese.
log. Yeah.
Yes, and then what was Fanny Farmer, the
Fanny-
little
the
candy
chocolates.
store in the corner?
Yep.
And,
Bring it all back.
Right. Bring it
Bring
all
it
back.
all back.
And Chess King.
Chess King.
That's where you get the skinny ties.
Yes.
We should find somebody should create the we'll call it the nostalgic mall, and it's an indoor mall with all
Vintage.
those
All
those
crazy
stores.
vintage
Yes.
stores. Because mid-century modern's coming back. Like my kids love this look.
90s
the
are
mid-century
totally
60s look. They
Oh
love
yeah,
the
that too.
60s
But the
look.
90s are coming back too.
Yep.
Doc Martens are back.
Yep.
Are they?
Baggy jeans, cable knit sweaters. Bring it all back.
Come on, just fill them all back up.
And you know what?
You know, do it-
Teased
can I
bangs
tell you-
too. I would like a
how
little
about-
volume of my hair. Let's bring back teased bangs.
Let's do it at the Emerald Square Mall. There's no stores
there's
there
no-
anyway,
there's nothing
so
going
we
on
got a
there,
whole bunch
so-
of empty spots.
Oh,
Just
that makes me so sad.
The only time
That
they're busy
mall
is when they have card shows there, and then
I
people
know.
show up for that.
Right.
But they don't. Maybe they pop down to the first floor and get an Auntie Anne pretzel. but after
man.
that, there's nothing.
There's just
I don't
nothing
even think
going
Auntie
on.
Anne's is there anymore.
Yeah, they are.
Is it
They are.
really?
They
Are any
still
of the
there.
restaurants and the food courts still open, or are they all closed?
There may be two open. All the originals are gone. When Burger
Yeah.
King leaves, things
Right.
things are bad.
So I
Over there.
used to love at that mall. We could have a whole show on this, by the way. Remember Charlie's?
Yes.
Yes.
Before it was
yeah.
Joe's, it went Charlie's to
Oh,
Joe's
then
to
it kept-
Bertucci's.
it kept
I
changing. It's closed
loved
now.
Charlie's. I know,
Did
and
you?
it makes you sad because that was
Yeah.
a great.
I like that.
Great spot.
That would be a reason to go to the mall because there was
the
a
There's a
restaurant
Charlie's,
that-
yeah.
Decent restaurant
Right.
there. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program right now as we stop going down memory lane.
I know. We're gonna keep going off the air with the conversation.
It's the Do You Remember show. Where's Gary?
And it is time for the weather forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
An 80% chance of snow today before 4 p.m. Less than a half an inch of accumulation is likely. Patchy fog. High of 39 today. Light and variable wind. Tonight, snow is 60% likely. Patchy fog too. Otherwise cloudy with an overnight low of 27 degrees. We could get another 1 to 2 inches of snow overnight. Thursday's weather. Mostly sunny skies with a high of 40 degrees. Thursday night, a 30% chance of some snow, mainly in the wee hours of the morning, mostly cloudy, and 25 for an overnight low. Calm wind, little or no accumulation is expected Thursday night. On Friday, a 90% chance of rain, snow, and freezing rain until switching over to all rain in the afternoon. Possibly mixed with snow after 5 p.m. High for the day of 37, calm wind. The chance of precipitation of less than a half an inch is 90%. Friday night, Less than another inch of snow is possible, mixed with some rain, becoming all snow after 2 a.m., overnight low of 29. Saturday, 40% chance of snow before 2 p.m., mostly cloudy, high of 38. Saturday night, a little bit more snow, no accumulation is being predicted, with a low around 21. Sunday, a 40% chance of snow in the middle of the day, mostly cloudy all day, with a high near 35 degrees. Snow also likely on Sunday night. Monday, a 50% chance of snow, mostly cloudy skies, high near 34 degrees. Monday night, snow tapers off, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 18. And on Tuesday, mostly sunny skies with a high near 30 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, mostly cloudy skies. You might run into a few flurries. We've got 36 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Whether you own a restaurant or an auto repair shop, you need as many customers as you can get. Every business does. Don't limit yourself to one newspaper. Get the power of 2 daily newspapers for the price of 1. The Blackstone Valley's Call and Times deliver customers from all over the valley with just one phone call. Phone 767-8500 for twice the effectiveness over twice the area. The Call and the Times. Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
ON Radio.
Coffee Ann here on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for first message now from you from Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you, Joe. So, hey, everybody, got big plans this year? A dream vacation? Some home upgrades? Or are you finally upgrading your old rewards credit card? It's time to make your money work smarter with the new Navigant Credit Union MasterCard credit card from Navigant Credit Union. I did not read that very well. The competitive rates, powerful rewards, and local service that you can count on. This isn't just another credit card, it's a smarter way to pay. Earn points on everyday purchases, enjoy enhanced security features that protect what matters most, and manage it all with the easy, convenient digital banking tools that we offer. Plus, because Navigant is a member-focused credit union, you're more than a number, you're part of the community that puts you first. You are an owner. Whether you are planning something big or just living life every day, the new Navigant Credit Union credit cards help you get there faster. So are you ready to upgrade your wallet? Visit navigantcu.org or stop by a local branch and learn more today. navigantcu.org, 233-4700 or 1280 Park Avenue here in the city.
All right, there.
I don't want to read anymore. I like the free reads. I just
you don't have
make
to
that up as I go.
Okay.
Because it shows you how bad I read.
Decision has been made. So there you go.
All right. To be unscripted.
I do. I'm unscripted.
Well, story we had, no criminal charges. We filed in connection on an accident that happened last month on I-95. There was a car that was going northbound when he lost a wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And it bounced over into the southbound lane, crashed into a car, and then that car got rear-ended.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and then the guy that got hit with the tire, he had to go to the hospital. He's okay now. Yeah. But no criminal charges. However, the driver of the car that lost the wheel got a ticket.
Got a ticket for some.
He was citations. Well, you're driving an unsafe motor vehicle right away, and violating inspection laws. So I'm assuming the car was not inspected, which would make sense for the wheel coming off the car.
Right.
They would have picked that up, I think, when you went in for inspection.
There's just so many ways that your car can fail, and you don't know it.
So the person was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but I did not hear if that person passed away. Really?
I thought so.
I think there would be criminal charges if the person had died. Involuntary manslaughter kind of thing.
Maybe.
So I don't know. So we had this story yesterday, and it was Massachusetts came out as the most educated state in the United States by WalletHub.com, and they went by how many residents have bachelor's degrees and then masters and doctorates.
Yeah.
And bachelor's degree came in at like 42% of the residents, which is the highest in the nation, and that's what they went by.
Really?
Amazingly so, huh? And
All the emphasis that we put on college and every kid going to college, and it's only 42%?
42. Yeah, and that's the highest.
Wow.
So
was right.
the question came up, well, where did Rhode Island come in? I'm like, I don't know.
Last.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
All they had was Mass came in first. Connecticut came in. No, Vermont came in second. Maryland came in third.
I wouldn't
Maryland,
guess Vermont either,
Yeah.
being so rural.
Massachusetts has so many colleges of higher learning.
Well, that was
places
it.
of higher learning. So yeah, but
So and
Rhode Island
Maryland
does too.
Maryland came in third, by the way.
Does
Well,
online get
finally,
included too? Let me ask you that. Online,
I bet
it
like
does.
I bet it does.
so because that's
So-
a lot of platforms are in Massachusetts.
We've
so.
got the answer where Rhode Island ranks.
Oh, okay.
God. Dead last. What?
No,
I'm just
no.
10th.
13th.
Okay.
really.
Well, we
Rhode
are
Island-
the 13th colony, so it makes
13th
sense.
most educated state in the country. It's the percentage of the population with a high school diploma and college degrees. The only other New England state not in the top 10 with us is Maine. They came in 12th. And so Mass is number 1, Vermont is number 2, Connecticut is number 4, and New Hampshire is number 8.
Wow.
So not first, not
It's the least
last,
educated
but,
state. That's
but
what I wanna
13th.
find out.
Well, that's what we
Too
joked
bad.
about yesterday, and it always comes down to a fight between Arkansas and Mississippi. But I actually don't have the who came in last kind of thing. So, but Bristol's been named the safest community in Rhode Island.
I believe it.
Yeah, I would have put North Smithfield in there, but
Yeah, I would've- that's true.
This is an annual report from a security company called SafeWise. The report cites the town's low violent crime and property crime rates. It's the 7th straight year Bristol ranks number 1. Rounding out the top 5, here we go. Cumberland comes in number 2. East Providence, which I'm kind of surprised at.
A little bit.
North Kingstown, and then North Providence.
Wow. You guys are
You know what I mean?
crime-ridden over there in Smithfield. What's going on?
Oh Lord, I think maybe yeah. Well, I think because of all the activity that happens at Eddie Dowling, I think gets tagged to us. Even though it's
yeah.
really it's just
Well-
a matter of where the border is, and
But it's in the North Smithfield
but
borders.
it is. That's what I'm
so
saying.
That's
So
why the
so
cops
we're
are always
getting
over there.
we're getting
You
slapped
tagged
with
all that
that.
shoplifting and everything else.
Yeah.
Not on the
yeah.
rural line of Blackstone or Burrillville, but on the other side.
But East Providence has their fair share of
They
crime
do.
that happens over there. Look at Newport Avenue. I mean,
Yeah, and it's interesting. East Providence is such a strange community
It is
because
bizarre.
it's Riverside on one,
Yes.
down near Barrington,
Right.
and then there's Rumford, which is on the other side near Pawtucket.
That's
it's like
true.
this very long strip of land.
all right. So there we go. Let's see other things going on. The Red Cross of Massachusetts is urging blood donations. I guess things are low right now, but that happens every
year.
every wintertime,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just
So, they're always competing with the Rhode Island Blood Center too. It's like I get the calls from both the Rhode Island Blood Center, which calls me
And they
incessantly.
are. I was gonna say they are not.
They are.
what are they
aggressive.
calling you for?
because
To
I gave
remind
blood
you.
once.
Oh, it's personally calling. I
Oh,
thought, they, were
no.
I thought they were calling Navigant.
No. Call
No,
well,
no,
we have
no.
our own blood drives, but that's
Right.
where I give blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, the blood center calls me.
Yes.
They know
it's
if I
been
haven't
6
gone to a
weeks?
thing, it's been 6 weeks. Can
Yeah.
you help us out? We need a donation.
And they call you out on it if you have an excuse. It's like, or
Right.
they
Well,
find
okay,
a
well,
way
then
for
hold
you
on
not
another
to.
day. Right. I generally will just not take the phone call because I can tell it's the blood center, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to those
See, I
guys.
can't. Mine pops up as, for whatever reason, healthcare. So I never know if it's like a doctor or whatever. So I just pick it up and
I know. It's
them.
like, oh,
God, it's like
did
the
I do?
Catholic guilt
what did I
equivalent.
Are they say, can we make an appointment with you?
yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are? Is that what they're doing?
And then
Yeah,
as soon
100%.
as you say I'm driving, or why don't we call you? We'll call you
call you
back in
back.
20
What's
minutes.
a good
I'm like,
time?
no.
I'll still be driving.
I'm never going to stop driving.
I know where to find your link online. I'm good. I can look for it myself.
And I do it. We have 4 blood drives a year at the credit union.
Isn't
I try
that
to
enough?
do every single one of them.
Well, that's not enough for them?
Well, apparently not.
Oh. Well, have one every 6 weeks then.
Well, I think it's a matter of we probably would, but it's a matter of when the blood mobile is available. That thing's
that's-
everywhere.
Well, that's right.
You know where they've really figured it out is high schools. These high school kids can skip class. So as soon as
Oh,
you
yeah.
turn 18, or you can get a pass from your parent
Or
if you're
17,
17.
yeah.
And that is like what motivated my daughter to begin
you go.
giving
Well,
blood.
you
Now
know
she
what?
does it
Whatever it takes,
regularly.
Melissa, whatever it takes.
But it started as I get to skip class. Can you write me a note?
You know, they always said be a 7-minute hero. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's 7 minutes from the time the needle goes in to the
Right.
time that
It's
they're
the
done collecting.
30 minutes of
It's
prep
waiting
is all
afterwards.
right.
Oh my God, the
having
pre-screen.
having
Listen,
cookies and orange
I get a
juice
fig
afterwards.
Newton and an orange and a cranberry juice. That's what I like.
And all I'm going to say is, Ooh, I feel a little dizzy. And
Yeah.
they won't let you go anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Just stay there. Lie down.
Lie down. Take it easy. Nothing to worry about. All right. Maura Healey up in Massachusetts, the governor says she's confident that local, state, federal, and corporate funding will cover the security and other expenses associated with hosting World Cup soccer.
Okay. Show me the money.
Well, that's it. They haven't got it yet. And the town of Foxborough says it's going to cost $8 million for security for the FIFA games, and the town doesn't have it.
Listen, I get a solution. Bob Kraft, I hope you're listening because I know you do on Wednesday mornings. Cut a check for $8 million to the city of Foxborough.
Just cover it.
And they'll pay you back.
Yep.
When they get reimbursed for the expenses that they have incurred.
Just front load.
Then they'll pay you back. Front load them the money. There's no reason why the town of Foxborough has to pay for your stadium and for your event that, yes, has an economic impact for everybody involved. But it's a matter of the chicken before the egg, which you can't. You're going to have to pay for some expenses here up front. Mm-hmm. And, that's not fair to make the taxpayers of Foxborough.
But yet the Foxborough official said that the town's solely responsible for the security. They have to pay the people.
Well, they have to pay their people to provide the security.
Yes.
Or they don't have to allow the event to take place.
Well, that's it. And they've got till next month to issue the
so let's have a discussion.
They got to issue to have the game.
So let's have a discussion. Who benefits from this event? Well, Bob Kraft benefits from it.
Kraft groups, yeah.
The Kraft group does.
All of Foxborough does.
And Foxborough does.
The surrounding towns.
Everybody does. There's skin in the game for everybody.
Aren't they practicing at Bryant
and Bryant has a little bit of a skin in the game.
So they'll be looking at all these people.
But the issue is, does a municipality, are they on the hook for something that one of their businesses wants to do that benefits solely it doesn't really benefit solely the business. I guess you could make an argument both ways, but to me it just seems like it's good neighborly practice when you're $1 billion organization. Front them $8 million.
Who pays for the mass state troopers that are on Route 1 during Patriots games and Revolution games?
I think that the Kraft group does.
They must have to. That's detail.
I don't know.
I think they do.
I don't know who pays them.
Although that's a state highway, right?
But still, you have to reimburse. It's like having a detail. If you're a construction company and you need a detail to dig in the street, you got to pay the town the detail, right? To watch so that nobody hits your workers. It's my responsibility as a contractor to do that. So in my estimation, it would be the Kraft Group's responsibility to at least reimburse the town or pay for that stuff because they've chosen to host the event. They want to have it there at Gillette. I think it's a great idea. It's going to benefit the town. There's no doubt about it. But should the town be solely responsible for all of the security for that event, which is above and beyond even what a Patriots game would do?
Well, we'll see, I'm sure it's going to come down the usual on the last minute and the week before. Sure. We have to issue the okay to have it, and we have it, or
and
someone stepped up.
They're just ruffling their feathers. They're poofing their feathers up, whatever they call that, the peacocking.
We're just going to call that poofing their feathers up.
Poofing their feathers up. They just want everybody to know that they're still there and that they get the mighty pen at the moment.
And I said, "Oh, look at this!
Not the auto pen.
Legalized extortion. That's nice."
Yes. Well, in a way, that's what it is.
If you don't give us the money, we're not going to give you the permit to have the games.
Yeah, but didn't Bob Kraft do that when he said, "Hey, either you give me the stadium or I'm going to move it to Hartford"?
It's still legalized extortion,
right? Both sides, they both do it. So, right.
Yeah, but when my side does it, it's okay. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program once again. So, Tim, time for a second message from Navigant Credit Union.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Listen, as the spring comes up, everybody, and you are talking about potentially doing some home renovations. The winter's tough on everybody's house. Maybe you want to fix your deck up, which is what I'm going to do this year. Or you want to put a pool in. You're starting to think about those types of things. And you want to use the equity in your house. I mean, we all know that everybody's house value in Rhode Island seems to be climbing. It seems to every report seems to show that the value goes up and up and up. So if you've got equity in your home and you'd like to leverage some of that equity in order to do some of these home improvements, please give us a call at 233-4700 and ask one of our Navigant Credit Union experts. Or actually, you can go online, do it at navigantcu.org to the lending center, or come into the branch and talk to one of our great team members who can get you started on that path towards a home equity loan at Navigant. It's a pretty simple process. There's no closing costs. So once you get that all squared away, then you can move forward with your project. And wouldn't it be nice to be swimming in a pool in July and not in the snow here for
In February.
the winter. In February, exactly. Navigant Credit Union, navigantcu.org or 233-4700 or again 1280 Park Ave.
All right, thanks, Tim. Coffee and will continue here on ON AM and FM.
First news and best variety of music. ON 1240.
Hello, this is Melissa, and here's what's happening in the Valley. Have you been trying to do family research or want to look at newspaper stories from years ago? Drop into the Call's Digital Archives Information Session Monday, February 23rd from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Learn how to use the library's digital archives, compiling the Woonsocket Call from 1900 to 1975, including techniques and navigation. Call 401-767-4124 for information. This takes place in the large program room at Woonsocket Harris Public Library, 303 Clinton Street in Woonsocket. Do you have an event you'd like to share? Email us at events@woonsocketradio.com.
Fans of smooth jazz, the Dave Koz radio show can be heard right here on the one and only ON AM and FM every Sunday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. The Dave Koz radio show is brought to you by the Carew Investment Group and by Wright's Dairy Farm. It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. Well, for all the Catholics, today is Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
It's Ash Wednesday.
And what did I make for lunch today? Turkey sandwich.
I have got roast beef.
So I swapped it out. I have a shake for lunch now.
I have a burrata salad with no
see.
meat. I'm just
All
letting you know.
right,
I'm going to be with the bishop in about an hour, so I feel
yeah,
like
you
I,
really-
really,
yeah, you
I
did really
can't be
good.
caught with the turkey sandwich in my bag upon arrival.
Catholics around the world are marking the beginning of Lent. Many will go to church to have a priest, would you call it smearing ashes?
Well, it depends on the priest.
yeah.
Some of them definitely
Some of them
smear.
are much
On
more,
the foreheads. The ashes symbolize mourning and penance. They also remind Catholics of their mortality. Many Christians give up something tangible for Lent, such as liquor or a favorite food. They may also reflect on their lives and decide whether to make changes. It's all part of a conscious effort to purify themselves for Good Friday, which marks the death of Jesus Christ on the cross, and for Easter Sunday, which celebrates his resurrection.
What are you guys giving up for Lent?
I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try to walk every day.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It's a health issue.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be better at that.
You can do that.
I can't, because I gave up booze once, Lent, and my friends hated me. They tell me every Lent comes out, please don't do that again. I gave up chocolate. I hated myself.
So what you're saying is they only like to spend time with you when you've had a few beers
apparently
or a glass of wine. Okay.
Apparently that seems to
So
be the
maybe
case.
you
I never
should-
thought of it that way.
you should really
Melissa.
evaluate your
Jeez, I
relationship
should probably
then.
evaluate my own life.
So Tim's a fun drunk. That's what it comes down to.
I think we need to move this spot to the evening hour. I'd like to see how Tim is at night.
I'll bring in a nice bottle of something.
Now, were your kids Girl Scouts?
Yeah,
I didn't-
for like a hot second.
Rebecca might have been for a hot second, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was when I was a kid. I was, but I think the whole
Boy Scouts.
the whole
is
thing
it-
has changed.
Is it just to
It's
sell
the
cookies?
cookies.
Do they do anything else?
So I did not have that experience when I was a kid. I felt like it was much more community leadership, community support, all the kinds of learning about life and lessons or whatever. When I signed my daughter, my oldest, up for it, that first year was like, all we do is write checks. That's how I felt. All I'm doing is having fundraisers, hounding people for money, and writing checks for the uniform and the patches. And I'm like, I thought you earned the patches. I didn't think you had to buy the patches. Like, it was a very...
Well, after you earn them, you got to buy them.
And I don't mean to... I think everybody has their experience. We did a year and we bowed out.
I have a fairly strong opinion on some of this stuff, but in this particular case, I think that scouting is what the young people need. Right now.
And the fact that it's co-ed scouting, I have to
Right.
tell you,
The Boy Scouts, it was
if
no
I
longer Boy
had
Scouts, it's
that
scouting.
experience, we would have shifted over. My husband's an Eagle Scout,
Yep.
so he has an incredible experience, tied to that for him, and he would have loved that for his girls, but that
Eagle
wasn't an
Scout,
option when they were
I'm
little.
willing to bet you, and if you ask him, open doors for him.
He has gotten every one of his jobs from that.
Wow.
And it remains
My
on his
son-
resume.
My son got into WPI because of it.
Yep.
And he got his job because of it.
Wow.
It
Not
is
because
a
of it,
weird,
but
it's
as an
a
addition
weird
to.
bond thing. Like if you've been through it and you're an Eagle Scout, and he's had the luck
So-
and fortune of interviewing people who have been.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Eagle Scouts.
Common
it does, what scouting is interesting. You start off as a tiger cub and little kids. It's like t-ball, right?
Yeah.
You're herding cats, so you've got that experience. Cub Scouts is a little more adult driven, so the leaders run how you get, you're learning about life skills and things like that. But at a very young age.
Yep.
Then when you become a Boy Scout, the senior level scouts, the ones going for the Eagle and their Life Scouts, they're the ones that should be anyway. They're the ones that run the troop.
Yep.
So they plan the activities, and then when you get to become an older scout and you're working towards your Eagle, it really is all about the project that you have to choose. So there's project management skills that you're learning there. There's motivational skills. If you're an active troop, you're out camping, you're doing things outdoors, you're learning about it. To me, it teaches these skills that they are not going to get anywhere else. You're not going to get them on the street with your friends. You're not going to get them in school. And that's why I think that businesses look at Eagle Scouts and say, well, these kids at a young age have been through the process of having to be disciplined, and so they get looked at differently.
It's a commitment.
It is a commitment. And it was a commitment for a parent to get his 18-year-old kid to get going because, or 17-year-old, because once he turned 18, he couldn't get it anymore. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you do the same mistake I did, which was succumb to the 3 W's, women, wheels, and work. And that's why I didn't.
This goes back to Tim being fun at night.
Right. And that's why I didn't get my Eagle Scout. I got my Life, but not my Eagle. But my son did. One of the two got his Eagle Scout, and I think that benefited him.
Well, I bring it up because there's a girl in Pittsburgh. She has set a record of selling Girl Scout cookies, and she's only 6. I didn't know you could join the Girl Scouts at 6 years old.
Yes, you can.
A brownie or something.
She's sold more than 106,000 boxes of cookies.
I would like to see the miles tracked in her neighborhood, or if her mom and dad brought it to work.
You don't do it that way.
They went online.
She went online.
Yeah,
because she's got orders from all 50 states. Because she went viral on social media. She went on TikTok. Her TikTok page, called Life of Pim, that's her first name, P-I-M.
Oh my
Pim
God,
now has more than 63,000 followers. Pim says she wants to go to Girl Scout camp this summer, go on adventures with her troop, bring service projects to the Pittsburgh community through her cookie sales.
Well,
At
good for
6
her.
years old, she has a TikTok page.
Well, I'm sure that was
There are
created
layers
for her
I
by
have
the
issues
parents.
with.
There's definitely some concerns.
stuff there.
Yeah,
there.
so that, but
let's
she's sold enough to go
applaud.
to camp, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Now, more than half the people here in the United States, they have some kind of anxiety about snakes. Would you agree with that?
I hate snakes. Ugh.
All right.
Fact.
Researchers at Oregon State University say that in many cases, your parents are the reason you don't like snakes. Because
My parents are both Catholic. They would have hated snakes because of the serpent in the beginning of the Bible. But yes.
a study of more than 100 kindergarten-age children found kids view snakes differently from other animals. Hearing negative or objectifying language from parents about snakes might make kids think that way. They hear it right from the beginning. Snakes are no good.
Yeah.
The research found that teaching young children about snakes and their lifestyle can help overcome the fear of snakes.
What are we talking about?
I don't want to get bit by a snake.
Snakes are unpredictable. They move quickly. They
slither.
I used to
they
see-
slither.
But I used to see little garden snakes.
They're the devil, Joe.
No, they're
They're
not.
the
They were
devil.
fun. They were fun to watch, and I was so
Who
much bigger
are
than
you?
them.
And what
I'm so much
parent would
big-
ever say, "Oh, look, there's a cute little snake"?
There's a
No,
6-foot water moccasin right there. How great is that?
The little garter snakes, they were like, maybe they were a foot. And we were so much bigger than them. And these guys didn't
It's
bite,
the only animal
so-
that will still make me scream. Because what happens is, I was working in my yard last summer, and I pulled a board up.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing went.
No,
and I
thank
went,
you.
Yikes!
No,
It was
thank
crazy.
you. My, even frogs in the lawn freak me out
That's
because you don't see
frogs.
it, and then all of a sudden it jumps. And
But
it's
a frog.
Thank you. Anything
it turns
skittish,
into a prince. Don't you know that?
Fact, it doesn't.
It doesn't. You sound like you have experience with that. Melissa.
My parents were never big, snakes are awful kind of thing.
Yeah.
My father never said what he was afraid of animals. My mother hated mice, mice and rats,
And mice, too.
So
Yep.
but spiders were never a big deal. What else? Centipedes were not a big deal.
Wow.
Nothing like that. Bees, hornets.
Melissa's got the heebie-jeebies
We
sitting
just
right
knew
here.
we just knew to stay away from them. Those guys hurt.
Yeah.
Those guys sting. So, unfortunately, we had a basketball hoop, and sometimes the hornets used to build a nest on the back of the backboard.
Oh, yeah.
You throw up a shot, bang, here they all come. It's like,
you
I didn't know that was back there. so if you have young kids, don't talk bad about snakes. That
Or
way
bees, or mice,
or when they
or-
when they
We
grow
need
up.
bees. We do need bees.
We do need
actually
bees.
probably need all those.
And so just because certain animals eat other animals,
Right.
so
Just stay
and like
away
that. Just snakes are not bad.
I just can't even.
So
I just
no.
think of Indiana Jones. Snakes.
all I'm thinking about
It had
is
to be
snakes.
snakes.
Had to be snakes. That's right.
That might be the only thing I like about winter is you really don't have.
You don't have
Nothing to worry about
flies,
snakes?
insects, bees.
There's a lot. So I
hornets.
even think I have a 3-acre lot of land, and I like the fact that in the winter when it's all covered in snow, I can see deep into the woods.
Do you have a trail cam?
So I can see, my neighbor does. I
You should
see
get
enough.
one.
Oh no, I see enough of what we've got back there. But that's my point. I can see clearly that I can see if there's, when we had the threat of a bear up in our area, I could see clearly. I can see if we have foxes or whatever it is. I can fish or cats. I can see them.
Yeah.
When you're in the summer and everything is wooded in, you got the snakes, the bees, the animals that you can't see,
They're
like all
hiding.
the
Nothing,
things.
nothing worse than walking my dog at night and it's dark and I can hear something lurking in the woods.
Or you flash your flashlight
and
and
I'm
see the
going
green
around going,
eyes.
all right, what do you, yes.
The green eyes.
That happened to me with a skunk once. And all of a sudden I see these two beady eyes and I'm looking closer and closer. I realize it's the skunk. I'm like,
Well, that's what you're not supposed to do. You don't spook
You're
them.
not supposed to spook the skunk.
And skunks are actually cute little animals. Just leave them
oh,
alone. Yes, they are. Yes, they
This
are.
is not Pepe Le Pew, Joe. You know what I mean?
I remember elementary school. They brought scented skunks around so you could touch it. It's like petting a cat.
Yeah.
Like, these things are great when they're not spraying you.
We're learning lots of weird things about Joe today. I think.
This has been a very special
right.
reunion after having a week off together.
See what happens?
So you got to be careful. Down in Maryland, a Baltimore man's pleading guilty in a pet cremation scam tied to the Loving Care Pet Funeral and Cremation Services. Rodney Ward pleaded guilty to theft and 4 counts of malicious destruction of property after prosecutors said he gave the grieving families what they thought were ashes were actually sand and other materials instead of the pet's ashes.
So what they do with the pets?
How would you know?
Investigators later found the remains of 38 animals in a hearse on the property. He
my
was just
God.
hanging on to them. And officials say at least 51 victims paid nearly $13,000 for services they never received.
Yes.
He never even burned the bodies
So
of the
he's-
animals. He was just stacking them in the hearse.
Ew,
I don't know whether to classify that as mental illness or just greed and a miserable human being. Not a nice human.
So he's going to be sentenced March 31st. His wife, who's a co-defendant, her trial is going to start in May. It's not looking good for her, too, if the husband's already
What a lovely
pleading
couple.
guilty to
So I
this.
have to say, this is often we've heard stories like this on the air
Yeah.
before from you, where we've had people accuse like them of
Sometimes
giving them
it's
the
like-
wrong animal's ashes. How do you know? How
Listen,
do you know?
Someone must have looked into the whatever you was given, and what's all this tan
Right.
sand?
Okay, I
Ashes
get
should be
this. I get
black and
this. But I'm
gray.
saying the people who have accused them of giving them the wrong animal's ashes, and you're like,
Yeah.
how do you know?
Well, usually the stories we get is you've been given the wrong person's ashes.
Right, and how would you know that?
I don't know how that
This is why I'm not big into cremation.
Well,
I
there's a
think
story
it's-
on channel, I think it's 10 or 12 tonight, about a woman who's, and I didn't see the whole thing yet, other than that she's trying to look for her mother's gravesite because she's not where she's supposed to be in the cemetery. And they're
yeah.
trying to figure this out. And I'm thinking to myself, well, were you there when they buried her? And then wouldn't you know where that was?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if there's no grave markers in an area, you may not necessarily
May not know.
And the people that buried her, don't they know? I mean, like Resurrection Cemetery in Cumberland, they got to have a big map. I
Yeah,
think,
where
that has
everybody
got
is.
Where everybody is.
Because you need that if you go down to Cranston. Is it St. Anne's or St. Mary's in Cranston,
Yeah.
which is 1,000 acres? You can't find anybody in there.
They don't have. This is going to be a weird subject.
3 feet
You know
to
what?
the left,
I'm gonna-
20 paces forward.
It would be nice if there was an interactive. This is just so
no,
bad.
stop. Don't even say it.
Interactive-
Don't do
Go
it.
on.
Yeah,
Online.
like if I wanted to go find my grandparents,
You wanna put
if
an
I wanted
apple-
to pay tribute to my grandparents in Belmont, right now, I vaguely remember from being a child roughly where their cemetery, their grave is. If I wanted to go pay tribute to them and say a little prayer, I don't know where I'd find that. I don't know how
Yeah.
I would find
Apple
them.
tag. You're going to start putting apple tags.
No, I'm not going to put. But if
On
the
gravestones.
cemetery owners had like a map that you could go to and said, okay, this would be the Draper family plot, and this would be the Hayes family plot, and this is the Bowman family
I don't
plot,
think
then
that's
I
a would
know.
terrible idea. Modernizing
Yeah, then
grave sites.
inventory, and then you would know where everybody is, and then that whole situation with.
All right, we got one more story
All right.
to end on before we got to go. And
You are special today. I don't even
And you
know
you need this information because a federal judge says Buffalo Wild Wings can keep calling a menu item boneless wings even if they're just pretty much chicken nuggets. The ruling came on Tuesday after a customer's lawsuit claiming the restaurant chain was committing fraud by not serving him wings that had been deboned. The judge said that reasonable customers would not likely be fooled as to the nature of the so-called boneless wings. The court has given the plaintiff until next month to provide any additional info to show that Buffalo Wild Wings is committing a deceptive act. Best of luck figuring that out.
Oh, man.
That is so funny. All right.
Chicken nuggets. Went to McDonald's, bought a bunch, resold them in Buffalo Wings.
That's right. Go on the parking lot. I got Buffalo
Inspired
wings.
by Buffalo Wild Wings wings.
All right. That'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening. It's always appreciated. Melissa Smith, thanks for being here.
Good to see you guys.
All right. Tim Draper, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Joe, and everybody out there. Go out and enjoy the God-given day, regardless of the weather.
This is Joe Callahan. Enjoy the rest of the day and stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember, it's coming up after the 9 o'clock news right here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio.